All right, guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back to another live session. All right, it's 9:20 and we have about 10 minutes to the opening bell. I'm going to go ahead and post a watch list here. It looks like a few days ago, one of these days I kind of forgot to post, which I did edit the date. So it's still there in the alert section. But yeah, I hope you guys are feeling good, doing well. It's been a slow couple of days. So today, looking to continue with small size, not looking to be ultra aggressive. I've been sizing up in key areas, which I've been taking losses. So I do like how I've been trading, but however, we've been seeing some pretty slow follow through. So I think today, unless the stock really takes off, I'm going to take it easy. For those of you tuning in on YouTube, be sure to check out the disclaimer. Remember that day trading is risky. Remember, copy trading never works. Remember, I do not invest for my subscribers, so do not get caught with any fake accounts messaging you. I will never message you first. Be careful of fake accounts. So there's the watch list. There's the couple of stocks that I'm keeping an eye on. I also have GV, which GV did curl up a little bit here versus prior day's lows. So maybe something to keep an eye on, GV. But $7 was really the prime range. We're down here at 540, so not sure if it's going to be able to continue, but definitely something that is worth keeping an eye on at the very least. So PSTV, which is essentially my main stock here. Let's see how this one looks. How are we doing? So yesterday, this one slowly grinded up here after 12 p.m. Let's see. We ended up going from 61 to 90, then it dipped, then got over 95 around 2:30. So this looks like it wasn't a bad move here. For those people who were around later in the day for the close, let's see, we had a high point of 109, then it dipped again, pushed up to 134. That looks pretty good. 154, and then into after hours, 260. So between, just looking at the chart where I think I could have been able to do some good damage is definitely this type of area here. And then, the continued move up. But yeah, so hopefully this one is strong today, right? Again, we haven't been seeing a lot of stocks continuing into the open and giving new highs. I think Monday BTAI so far this week was good, but we haven't really had a strong stock since, I would say. We've had opportunities though, that's for sure, but nothing that was super obvious, making new highs, pushing up, getting halted up, that type of stuff. So I think for me, the caution flag is definitely out, but I do feel very good mentally. So if we happen to just see like a supernova stock, I'm ready to go. But at the same time, you know, I'm not just gonna start a day thinking the first stock I trade is just, that, right? So patience, slow, steady, wait until something is, really at that point where it's like, hey, yeah, this is definitely the stock, that we want to be super aggressive on. And that's where I want to really put out the risk and size up and get aggressive. Anyhow, PSTV, we have lows here around 185. 185 for lows. Pre-market highs are around 260, which was earlier this morning. And so right now we're kind of in a sideways consolidation here towards the lows. Daily chart, the 200 EMA is saying that it's at 144. We are above that level right now, which is good. Right, so that looks pretty good. We'll see how this one is able to do. There are some penny stocks in PEV, PEV, which is up 32%. Let's pull it up here quickly just to get a quick look. It's up 32%. Not a ton, small movement. Well, good move in after hours, but we've really and truly been in somewhat of a downtrend since. And, will we be able to recover this? We need to see something, for me here, breaking out, pushing up towards just after hour highs. But right now, definitely looking a little slow. Volume a little lighter earlier. Around 850, we did see a spike, but hopefully that we can continue this type of move here into the open. For PEV, I do have a couple of daily levels, but for now, can we see something over 50 cents, which is not a bad target. So SUNE, those are the other ones. SUNE is, the leading stock today in terms of percentage gain. And then there's also BTOG, which is up 52%. The penny stocks, they just haven't been the same, so I haven't really been trading them as much. But being that PSTV yesterday was a penny stock, perhaps we see a little bit more momentum in these. So it really all depends. So I'm going to take it slow. I more than likely will just use small size the entire day and just take it easy. And again, unless something is like just really, really obviously strong. I don't plan on like being a hero here to save the week on the last day. It's been a red week for me, and I'm just going to take it easy. I know what to expect when the market is hot. And so I'm just going through the motions, being patient, taking it slow. Again, GV, right? GV definitely still a stock to keep an eye on here. Actually, maybe this might be my main watch because it's given another nice move here. So we got over this level here, 550. Pre-market lows a few days ago, we had 582. And so, let's see how this does. This could end up being pretty interesting here. Stock GV. Only up 25%, but again, more so continuation. More so continuation move. All right. I'm gonna make sure my shirt size is set, have everything in order. That way I'm good to go. If this stock happens to be supernova for sure, I wouldn't mind. This would be pretty nice to see this, go to 10, 15, 20. If it has that type of capabilities. Guys, be sure to hit that thumbs up. There's someone saying that I'm doomed because I'm wearing red. Actually, I'm most profitable when I'm wearing red. On the contrary, right? I think I'm like 45-7 or something like that while I was wearing red. It's crazy. Red shirt equals green day in this community here. Not that I'm superstitious or anything. I would trade with no shirt if I have to be honest. Okay, do I have everything? I think so. Actually, let me just grab this. I'm gonna grab this hat and keep it nearby just in case my eyes start to go to the depths. All right, another beautiful day. We got a minute to the opening bell. Minute to the opening bell. Let's trade to the best of our abilities. Let's be disciplined. Let's be patient. Time to dial in. Bro, I would dare this stock to go to $10, $15 today, man. Easy 30K day coming. Big Steve. Oh, yes. You know, I'm not afraid to talk that talk here. If we go to the moon, it'll be a nice time. All right, okay, let's lock in though. So we have 15 seconds. I'll watch GV here into the open. Small size. Let's see how this one does. 5 seconds to go here. We got a high of 39 right there. 40, not bad. The halt up is at 71 if it goes all the way right away. It might get halted up. It's possible. Halt is now at 707, so it's moved up a little higher. I'm gonna start preparing just in case this thing happens to keep going, because if this is it, game on. I don't want to jump the gun though, it's still early. So still gonna take it slow for the next few minutes. There's a small bid at 50. Will that help us out a little bit here? Not a big bid though. Yeah, this stock is strong. So I'll start to use size here. That was pretty good. It's halting up now at 714. It looks like it'll get locked in. And we're right back at the pre-market highs from yesterday. Well, all right. It would seem that we may be having some momentum after all. It's fine if this stock is to pull back at some point, of course, but what we do not want to see under any circumstance is it going right back down to 5 after this resumption. If we can hold up the first pullback and this thing can give another leg and, you know, move, is the real deal here.
ARGD.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Broker trades holding since 575. Way to go. Right now, I'm really not even interested in looking at anything else. I think I'll just wait for the resumption. Let me just double check here.
ESIG. MU.
It is moon time.
SEDG.
So again, the hope though for this type of stock
INTC.
is for me, if this can get over 10, 12, if this goes to like 15, man, that's where it really is sweet. But even here, it's still not out of the woods yet. It looks strong. Everything's checking out. But we still have to make sure we don't double top 715 and reverse back down.
AOUT will resume at 9 hours 38 minutes and 8 seconds. PSTV.
And this is an aggressive trade here. 97 entry for 7 for 14. See, sometimes so I could have been able to use size if the stock was to dip one more time before this move. And I mean size is in like, you know, like maybe over 10,000. But I needed it to dip one more time, which it didn't really dip after that breakout of 70. We ripped all the way to 90 and then kind of held high and then continued over the whole dollar. So there's 2 minutes 27 seconds to resumption. And looking forward to this move here. In fact, I'm excited. I don't even usually feel any emotions here. Feels like a week of work, and you're now coming home.
APP.
Coming home to win.
SWKS. MODB.
7:48. It's 100. Jeez, a minute 40 seconds to go. After it gives this dip and rip, hopefully it gives a dip and rip. I want to be patient and wait because it's extended. And then on top of that, if the dip and rip doesn't come at all, I just want to be careful not to be aggressive because it's going to be pretty easy to lose a lot of money quickly, especially with size, if the setup isn't what it's supposed to be. So if I don't see what I like, I don't hit the buy button. If I see what I like, I hit the buy button. Nothing more, nothing less.
GB may resume in less than a minute. PLRX. ADB. MLG.
It's showing 7:15, so it's showing flat resumption.
UBZI. UBXY. MODB halted. MODB will resume at 9 hours 41 minutes and 14 seconds. AOUT may resume in less than a minute. ARGD may resume in less than a minute.
5 seconds. Here we go.
GB. CDZI. CBX. UBXY.
Oh, I might have missed that dip. It's a bit of a chase. It's not going to quite go.
PSTV.
High fills, not great. Not great right there.
SEDG. ARGD. GB.
8:14 for highs for the halt.
TUYA.
Damn, that dip was good, but you know, you have to trust holding it because it could have flushed, and I didn't trust it. Or else I could have had size at the very bottom tick, but it's a brutal trade to hold.
ARRY. SEDG. INTC. EPH. APP.
KB. Oh no! Okay, that's fine. That's fair. Damn.
ARBB.
See, that's the risk on the first dip that was there too. That same exact type of drop. Well, I'll take the 1K, but shit. could have took my 10 cents. I was already green 10 cents on that dip.
ARRYSOUN.
And that's a 50-50 kind of decision making kind of trade right there. Because I already thought, should I take this 10 cents? But I'm like, let's just give it time. Let's let it hold 20 and then curl back up to the half dollar. Instead, you're in the depths here of 62. So it was a good dip and rip. I think the extension to 814 is a good sign to try this dip again. If we didn't get the extension, the dip is more likely to fail. But it still ended up failing anyway, so. But we gave 2K off the top right there, which is not great. Looks like Tim also got caught in the same loss. Not ideal. I mean, it was a good trade. You can't complain, right? Not ideal to lose 60 cents. Or whatever that math is. 40 cents. Resumption is showing. So right here is the question right here is will we be able to recover, or is that it for this move? Ah, that dip could have been avoided if I only chose the other side. But anyhows, yeah. So are we gonna be able to recover this type of move down, or is that it for this type of stock? So again, when the market is hot, right? For people talking about edge decay, edge erosion, like when a stock goes up and it's holding its levels and it can halt up, like the odds are is that if you know how to micro scalp, you could do something on this move up. That's what the odds are telling you. But on days where there's nothing, there's nothing. And if the margin for error is smaller, yesterday if I took a 2K loss like I just did right there, then the day is ruined. On a day like this, if this keeps going, a 2K loss means nothing, right? So it just comes down to how strong the stock is. There's 2 minutes to resumption. I have small size. I'm going to proceed with small size until it tells me otherwise.
MODB.
Big Steve is going to lose 300, brother. Big Steve is the master of keeping it tight. It's crazy because the first dip at that level I took, but I didn't have the courage to hold it. So I sold it flat and then I bought back twice and I got filled 41. So yeah, I didn't stand a chance on getting the big move up. If it had went perfectly, we would have made like 6,000. So I spoke about why higher fills for me usually result in me selling the trade right away. My risk could have been twice as what I would have wanted it to be. So for me, it's just a matter of just getting out flat if I can at that point. Showing 630 resumption, showing sideways resumption. I got small size, we're at 685, and there's 20 seconds. 10 seconds. Ten-minute halt. it might resume at 620. Man. Ah, the next hot market. I can already taste the sweetness of the next hot market. I can already see myself parading and rampaging in a sea of green, record days after record days, record months. The elusive 30K days. These are things that I'm seeing in my dreams at night. It's in my vision. So it must mean that it'll be coming true. Because just 2 years ago, making $900 in a couple of minutes was also in my vision. And here we are right now. So I think it's only a matter of time before the real greatness begins. But of course, day trading is risky. Do not forget our disclaimer. We still just lost like a big amount in a very short time there too. So the risk is real. There's definitely going to also be days like if you're going to be making that type of money, there's going to be days where you buy and you're down 10 grand right away, right? So I'm also open to that happening. It's just going to be part of the deal. You buy the dip because again, and that's a good example actually, right? If I had bought the dip like the first time, if you buy that dip twice, and you know, for me with big size, I'd have been in 10K, and it flushes into this halt down. Right now, unrealized, if I didn't get out, I'm already down. What's that? Let's say like 25 plus 15. I'm down like 3,500 unrealized, not including where this might resume and where you might get filled coming out. So it could be like a $6,000, $8,000 loss pretty easily. Now, on the days where the stock works and it keeps going for continuation and you keep sizing up or you maintain the same size, is how you can have the imbalance to the buy side, to the green side, to the winning side. So I've already sized down actually to, you know, take it easy to see how this does.
MODV.
It's showing resumption at 626, but it might not be accurate. It's also showing 554, which I highly doubt. If it opens up at 554, there's no way it opens up at 554. Honestly, if it opens up at 554, I'd have to take size, but again, I have small size set here. If it opens up at 554, I want to buy as many shares as I can. And just at that point have a tight stop. If it tanks immediately, then I take a loss. A big one. Maybe I bring this down to this size. Decisions. Sometimes too, when there's a dip, there's variables, right? When there's a dip or a flush out, let's say, when there's a flush, there are days where you get a warning and you get out flat before it flushes. Other times, you know, like this time it teleports down instantly and your 10-cent stop becomes 30 cents or 70 cents, depending on if you're caught in the halt down or not. All part of the deal. We got 15 seconds. We're at 685. Here we go. 5, 4,
GB.
Definitely not 550 resumption. That was about 46. Oh, wow, wow. Okay. Is it- No, okay, it's not worth it. Okay. That was good. That was great, actually. Yeah, I could have took that. That was pretty good. It held up a double bottom, 40s, and then to 707. And again, 704. So, this might have a chance to curl up if it gets over 720, 730. It might mean business. Does it have what it takes, though? Not the best. Well, that's okay. That's fine. It's pretty decent, actually. Mm, bro. Is it gonna go? Is it gonna go? Is it gonna go? Is it gonna moon? Moon, 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 moon. 30. Dip, 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 dip for me, dip for me. Dippity dip. No dippity dip. No dippity dip. Oh, and I'm late to that. That's not great. Let's cut that. All right. I gotta be careful. It's definitely showing some fight, which I like, though. I gotta be ready for anything here. So 45, 47. The halt's at 61. Are we gonna see it? Bro, we need better than that. Like, come on, what's that? Can we get something decent here? Again, high fill. Come on. Oh my God, bro. Okay. All right. Okay. It's a massive sell-off here. That looks like somebody big sold a position right there. That's what that looked like. It looks like somebody might have marketed out a big time position. Spread is making it a little tricky here. Yeah, the spread is definitely it's a little it's like the spreads are a little thin. Seeing a few bids coming in. We'll see if it's able to move up. What I don't want to see is a false breakout if it does end up trying to go. I think that'll be the key. Is for us to just hold up our levels if it does make the move. It's trying, but like we're not really seeing enough volume. There could also be some resistance here, hidden sellers. KB, we're still alive. KB. No. It's just so hard to try to attempt this breakout. So I think I'll wait. And again, as long as it's not a false breakout. I think that's the key. As long as it's not a false breakout. And if it gives an entry, I can dominate that entry. I can dominate that entry if it comes. As long as it's not a false breakout though, because we don't need this to hit like 50 and then back down right away. 680. Mm, late to that. Oh, this is this it? Is this it? Is this it? Trying again. And maybe that's not it. It should have already went. It should have already went. Bro, oh, that was so clean. I bought till 703. It's like ridiculous, man. I hesitated on that below 7 right there. It might be losing its steam. Is it going to still try again? We got to get over 42, which is the 5-minute candle to make the new high. And we need to hold above 42. Damn. They move so quick when they get ready, man. It's like... It's like a bluff here. It might still go. It might. Is it? What is it gonna do? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? And it might false breakout. What's it gonna be? Oh, okay. It's gonna go. Damn. 68. 77. Bro, I didn't trust that, man. It was just too sketchy. It's gonna go nicely. Halt up at 95. Oh, damn. That was good. The price action just a little weird at the level there. Back over 40. It's mandatory here. Mandatory. Back over 40. It's mandatory. If not, Titanic. Back over 40. Back over 40. Titanic. Titanic. Bro, like, you kidding me, man? What is that? Yeah, that trade, that breakout started from 690. From 690 to 780 is pretty impressive. If you held it like, I sold at the resistance, of course, 35, 30 area, 35. Didn't get back in because of the sketchy price action at 40. It didn't sell off all the way, so that's a decent sign, but it's still a false breakout nevertheless. $95 to $34. Maybe to hold that entire thing longer. There's a chance that the stock goes up to $8 again. It's moving well, but it's not the cleanest. Only 76. 76 again. 85. It's a bit of a grind up this time. 813 to halt up. Oh my god. What? It dropped down to 730? Man, what? No, it's trying. Can we halt up again here? The halt at 21. I think at this point it's best if it gets locked in. Man, why we have to go get weird like that? 40 to halt up. See that type of drop, I started hesitating there on those dips. In a size down. 52 to halt up, 52. Bro, it's got so weird, man. If it can halt up here at 61, it'll be pretty good. Can we get locked in? Hopefully gets locked in here. False halt. Trying again, 73.
BOWN.
Stock, man. Come on. Maybe we might not see a bigger pullback here.
DWTX.
It definitely feels a little extended. But it's holding high. It's possible it keeps going. It's possible it keeps going. Yeah, it looks like it's just gonna go. Can we see break of 9 then? We do have a few sellers. But the way how it's moving, honestly, yeah, okay, and I'm late. It should go. There can still be a big flush, of course. There can still always be a big flush, but it held up really high at 50. Will we get halted up here? 45. False halt. $61, the halt up, 61. I held up that night. That's crazy that held actually with all that selling. So this thing is getting bought up like crazy here. But because it feels so extended, it's hard to trust those levels. Highs 30.
BOWN.
It's like you knew it's extended, man. It's only a matter of time for that drop to come because it just wasn't dropping at all. Even this pullback here
GB.
was high because of where the move started, which was from the lows. We started at 750. We started at 690. From 690, it went all the way to 870 without really a dip, like a red candle kind of a dip. Man, this type of stock is just so freaking close to being monstrous for me. But after the resumption, a little bit of hesitation initially, like, in terms of just being skeptical because we halted down such a bad candle. So some hesitation, which wasn't good. And we didn't do a great job holding longer on some of these trades down at like 685. We sold very early around 710, 705. Granted we're in like 690, we're making, 15 cents on the trade, 20 cents maybe. But we did get up to 730 and even 750. And then I think missing the move from 740 was the biggest miss trade that I had because I was in a great rhythm. The price action at 35 just wasn't, aligning properly for me to say, hey, I'm going to take this with massive size for the breakout. But if you're holding that 690 dip without, looking to sell, you caught it all the way up to $8. So I missed out, you know, 45 cents, 5,000 shares or so, which is not good in that area. And then we false halted up like 5 times, which is all, again, if you're not in with a lower cost basis, trying to then, buy back is just, it's a little bit more tricky knowing that the bigger flush is supposed to come. So when I bought this trade here, when I bought this trade over 870, it's like I didn't feel comfortable. And I took 3,000 shares. I was just like chasing it in a way. And because I felt uncomfortable, it's like a part of me is like, why am I even taking this trade? Like let's just cut this. Even then I tried for break of 9. Again, it's like it doesn't want to drop, but I think maybe I should still go for it. I end up buying late because again I'm like second guessing if I should jump in. And instead of being in at like 96, I get filled at like at 915 on that trade. So if sometimes you'll get this bigger flush a little earlier, or let's just say a more reasonable pullback earlier, it's easy to then trust the stock again when it starts to go. But tough, nice sweet stock, but it got a little tricky along the way as usual. But nice stock though, nice stock. Resumption is in a minute 24 seconds. So, again, I'll size back down here, and the question is the same as the first resumption down, which is, does it have what it takes to give a second, what we consider this a third leg? I guess this is leg one right here, leg one, and then leg two. Some stocks will give a third leg, maybe consolidate again, and then eventually something else. But if it's done, I think it's, no need to force any trades. So again, sizing down and taking it slow here. Low is at 805. Or let's say the halt down's at 805.
GB.
Did I not make anything on that trade? Wow. Yeah, so we gotta wait and see. This could be backside. Could be backside. Could be backside. Still waiting patiently, watching. Just watching and waiting. Right now it's looking pretty slow. Will it hold up again? Looks like it's coming down a bit. Coming down. That might be it. That might be it. That could be official backside. Man. This one was good. This one was good though. 66 fighting, still fighting. It would need back over 70, 80, and of course back over 8. Man. Let me check and see the WTX. The WTX has been moving up a little bit. This one looks a little choppy on the level 2. If the WTX takes off, could definitely be good. But right now it is a little choppy on the level 2 time and sales. There's also about a 6-7 cent spread. And 84.98.
ATGL.
Candles, there's a new candle there. Candle on 5 is about to close.
DWTX.
Alright, bot. My hotkey did not trigger. Need 4 lows. A little too high there. There's still a chance on this thing, man, for it to well, at least to test the high of this consolidation. High of day is possible still, but I don't know. At least the high of the consolidation, which is showing some life here. There's a lot of buying coming in, but will we be able to push through? Not getting the best fills in this range. There's 22. Gotta stop waiting there, bro. That is prime. He's filled in this range, brother. There's a spread though. There's a spread. It's definitely possible that it tries at that high end range again. Maybe perhaps the dip. Yeah, it's a good try. We'll see if it's able to recover again, but it was a good try at least.
DWTX.
Time 10:46. I think maybe that's it, but again, it's still. Oh man, it's still, somewhat alive here at the lows. I don't even think I'd call this a botch day. I just happened to I took that massive loss, and then it got just a little tricky. Yeah, I took that big loss. I was sizing down, skeptical after the first halt down just to be safe, you know. And I think it really came down to because I did well buying those dips, just didn't hold them long enough. Was selling for like 15, 20 cents versus holding maybe a little longer for like a 40, 45 cent winner. And then I missed that big breakout. And it was close, it was close. There was no hesitation or anything like that. Just the price action was just dicey for me in that area. And that was the first break of I think 730 and then the move to 787. These two areas here. And then we chased down the halt level so many times. I just because usually when that happens, there's a flush coming. Like if we don't get locked into that halt level, there's a flush coming. And I'm like, the stock does not want a freaking dip. The stock does not want to dip on that move. Just kept going. It did not want to dip. So we didn't really get like a proper red candle per se. And it just kept going all the way to 960. Even 960 we had a halt up and it false halted. So I think, unless it comes back up to this level again, because this is what could happen. If it comes back up here again, consolidates again, it has to then break back out. If not, then, you got to really watch out. And then on top of that, you have to keep in mind um, false breakouts. Let's say it does push up right here, maybe it gets to like 768, what was that, 860, and then like just teleports back down. You got to watch out for that happening. But if it holds up the lows, there's a chance it tries again at the higher range. But it's always so close, man. Like me being up like 10, 15,000 today, it's like it might seem so far P&L wise, but it really and truly was, like inches away, right? But overall, I think still pretty good stuff. Very, feel good about the day. I think mentally, in terms of like not hesitating, not second guessing for the wrong reasons. I think we approached it the right way. We made the right decisions most of the times. Just a few small areas that, would have made a big difference. So that initial dip up below, and some people might not have any idea in terms of where this candle was. In fact, myself, I think it was this one at like 1007 candle. Was it 1007? It might have been lower than 1007. It might have been before 1007. I think it was the first time, 1002 market time. 1002. This dip below 7, man. That type of trade right there. I could have loaded up so much, and the reason why I didn't is because I was the previous lows when we dipped went down to 80, like closer to 80. So when I saw 93, I'm like, I'm not gonna punch it right away. Let's give it a sec to see if that second wave of selling comes in. But it already started to curl. I chased it to 703. But if I'm in low 95 and then that starts to give that boost like it did, I'd hit the buy button like crazy. And we didn't have that the other two times when I did buy at 80. It's more like a longer, steady, slowly move back up. Like that type of candlestick, man, is a candlestick to do some big damage. So here we go. It's trying again, right? So anybody who bought this dip here, and the result is this flushes down, right? So let's see what this does here. If it doesn't hold, it flushes down, but it held it and it's curling up. So in at 70, perhaps out at 8, 10, 30, 40 cents. It's just hard for me to take that type of trade at this point, especially with size. But this stock is still alive until it breaks down below 770. I honestly could have been paying more attention. I could have caught the break of 8. KB, are you still alive? Are you still alive, KB? Will we get one more hurrah out of this thing? One more trip to the moon before it's all said and done. One last ride from the depths, like the Undertaker. See, this price action is weird price action, man. Is it gonna go? 30, 30? 31, 32. There's a lot of chop because the spread is opening up like 8 cents. 5, 8 cents. But if it goes through, short sellers are in trouble though. If it gets over 840, short sellers are in trouble. Right now, that's their last line of defense on up until high of day. Well, it's coming down. Well, Titanic. And then this is where I walk away for the day. This is where it confirms that it's done. Right here. This is confirmation that we're going to the... There's still one last trade, which is the resumption bounce. Oh, false halt. Yeah, there's still the resumption bounce where you could, some people might watch around for, but I think I will take the 1K and bounce.
GB.
And this is just freaking sickening. How close you can come to a sweet, sweet day. But hopefully the chat room held it down. Hopefully the other mentors, the students, the moderators, hopefully they were able to lock in an even sweeter day. But definitely tricky. I mean, risk is real, right? Because it's possible you can, even right here. I mean, I think this one's a little bit more obvious to maybe avoid. But we've had some flushes, right? 1, 2. These are flushes. If you have size, I mean, you can get hurt pretty bad, There's this one here. Let's get rid of some of these. There's this one here. So we had some flushes. Of course, I got caught in this one for like 1800 or 2K, somewhere close to like I think like 1800. And I thought this dip for me is a great dip because we held there once and then we made new highs. Like we made new highs by I think highs were 766. We dipped to about 825, 830. And then we went all the way to 814. So we made a new high by 44 cents and then proceeded to dip back down into that same level. So I bought it without hesitation the second time down here, only for it to then teleport into the halt down. So, really right around a 2K loss, which was pretty devastating in that area. The EWTX, we'll see if it continues. The spread on this one, very brutal though. Why? We don't need distractions here, man. We need to be focusing on trading, people. Let's get it together. We got a high of 720 and a low of 701 here for DWTX. Resumption is in 45 seconds. I'll trade just GV resumption, small size. Just a couple hundred shares. We should see a bounce. We should. Not guaranteed, of course. Could always flush out some more, another dollar. We're at 714. We got 20 seconds. Hopefully DWTX halts up.
GB.
Can we see 45 out of this? Tight stop. There's 26. Cutting it scratch. Still looks decent. But checking out the WTX here. I think the day has come to an end, though. For me, it's time to get going. It's been rare that I ever trade till the close. I haven't done that in like months. Trading till the close. It's been months. It's a pretty good dip. Wow, that could have been pretty bad. I took 10,000 shares by accident on that dip. See, I pulled it up to a different order entry that I had for GV with size and didn't change the size. Jeez Louise. That could have easily been pretty, but it's a good setup though. It's a good setup. And my fills were probably, yeah, look at how terrible my fills were. All the way up at 7. At 95, I bought it 77 and 85 range. Well, that could have been pretty bad pretty quickly. Imagine you walk away down like 5 grand because of some nonsense like that. The risk is real. Once again. If that did happen, I would have smiled, shut it down, and it would have been next week again. Would have been nice to get proper fills, though. These spreads. I think the Mighty held it down at least today. The Mighty held it down. The Mighty getting it done. Save the Monster. Surprisingly had a scratch day for Save the Monster. Big Steve recovered, but of course not the day he would have wanted. Alice, shout out to Alice. Guys, we got to get back on the trend of the success stories. Covert, shout out to you as well. Nicely done. A couple of students doing really well here in the week and on the day. Oh, hold up. Covert had a bigger red day actually today. Now that I'm looking again. 1, 2, 3, 3 points, about 3.7 on the week and a bigger red day today. Did you size up today, Covert? I'm red on the week. I think I'm red like 5K on the week if I had to guess. Well, we should have been up like 5K on this stock at least to balance things out, get back to flat. Bro, I just need the market to be hot every day for a month. That's all I need to see, man. 1 month of hot market, that's it. That'll make the entire year. I'm gonna shut it down. I think this is it. So for those of you watching on YouTube, if you haven't already, be sure to hit the thumbs up. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. KB is a member of the live stream. And every time I'm in a trade that I believe to be a good trade, a good dip trade especially, I always reference KB, and it's somewhat of a metaphor. Is that the right term? Metaphor or analogy? What is it? I think metaphor. And it's to represent bullishness, bulls in general, the stock curling up. So I'll be in a good dip trade, and it's like, KB, are the bulls still alive? Where are those bulls? And it's kind of like an inside joke thing for the community, I guess, at this point. Yeah, I can upload the trader view. Hold on one sec. I got smoked this week, and this is my biggest red stretch since maybe when I first started trading. I've been red like 6 days straight or something, which is like a record amount of red days for me. Let's upload here. Let's pull up these stats. Let's see. We'll go back to my last import day and re-import from that day onwards. Let's go to single screen. One sec. Okay, let's see. The trader view, calendar. We last imported on the 28th, so we're gonna go back to the 28th, which is a Friday. We gotta give this time to reset. Come on, we didn't take that many trades this week. There we go. Looks like it's good. 8 days back from today. Export to file. Save. Import on trader view. Documents. Boom. And then import. This day, bro. I can't go back and change nothing, but part of the deal. Because if that trade didn't flush down and bounced up 30 cents, we would have made like another 1,000, right? But to flush this, just teleport down from 720 into that halt down was just brutal. Yeah, we went from 725. I'm long at 725. The lows might have been like 21. It gets up to about 34, 35. And I thought, dang, it's a little slow to bounce compared to the last time. Should I just take this 10 cents? I'm like, nah, let's give it a chance to hold up this level and curl. The moment it comes back to like 22, it evaporates. 680 halt down. 680 halt down. So here's the red streak here. Oh, well, actually, you know what? And of course, I missed Monday, which was the hottest freaking day of the week. But it's gonna be a 5-day red streak if I include the last 2 days of last month. So not great here, and we had a lot of red days last month. 10 red days actually, which was just pretty pathetic, really. But it's fine. It's fine for now. We're gonna continue to wait for things to heat up. Well, it looks like the drawdown is not as bad as I thought. Hold on, let me check. Detail. And then I thought I was down like 6 grand. Let's confirm this. Uh, yeah. Okay, so I'm right. It is like 6,000. So I'm down like 6,200 the last like 5 days. And we can actually filter the calendar for just those days here. So we're gonna go back from the 28th, from the 27th of last month to Thursday of this week. Did I come on? Well, what did I click? Let's do that again. 27th of February to March. Okay, I see what I did. March. What was that? The 6th. Okay. Why does it look so weird on the calendar there? Detail. Yep. Down 6,300 in the last 5 days. And I've been red like 1K every day, which is why I assumed the loss was around this amount. So I'm red to start the month. I missed Monday. I've had some stuff going on, which is why I've been a little distracted, but no excuse. I still felt good trading mentally. I think we could have still been a little bit more immersed, but I think pretty solid trading for the most part. Every one of those days where we lost, we really and truly sized up in key areas, and for one reason or another took a big loss, whether it's a flush, slippage, or just a false breakout, those type of things. Because when you put out size, your P&L will start to move very quickly, right? It's how we're able to even get up to like 3,000 to start the first couple of minutes. When you're using size, it's reflected very quickly in your P&L, right? So let's click on these days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The last time I was red 5 days, 4 days straight. It happened to me twice last year, but before that, the first time, it was also a different situation. It's quite interesting, but this time I felt good. I think whether I was dealing with something outside of the market or not, I would have still been red because we traded well. Again, yesterday was the type of day where we didn't do a great job with the range and holding longer at the lows of the range. Those small things like that. So one scratch trade. The year so far has not been by this time last year I've already made like 120,000 or something. So we were definitely a little behind in terms of last year's pace, but that's fine. I still think we could have 1 month where we make more than we did last month. So in terms of like pound for pound, day for day, I'm like that type of stuff means nothing to me. Like once this market is hot consistently, I know what to expect. But that's it. Bottom line, nothing more, nothing less. I still think 1 month this year could be better than last year's whole year. And if we're fortunate to have a really crazy black swan type of day, who knows what one day could even yield. I mean, and nothing is impossible, right? I've seen things in the past where if I see those things today, There's people in our chat that could have $1 million day even. Like I think that's even possible, because if those particular type of days to come again, man, everybody's gonna be letting loose and just like just imagine $15 stocks where the spreads are tight and there's just nothing to even complain as the stock keeps going. Like, unless those days are just behind us, never to return again. Is that possible? I mean, maybe, I don't know, but I always remain optimistic, right? I remain optimistic, so we'll see how things continue to go. So red here to start the week. Red 1600. One scratch trade. One scratch trade. One scratch trade. Let me see if there's any other questions, and then we'll shut it down. I gotta go pack my bag here. The next day trading team health trip is literally starting basically today. Let's just say it's starting today. How are you red on the week? Well, I'm red on the week because it was a tough week for me. Can you share your trader view, which we just did? How do you manage the spreads? There's a couple of different ways you can counter the spreads. You can utilize limit orders. You can size down. You can always opt not to trade a stock that's too spready. There's a couple other factors. Okay, we did show the P&L this month, which again, let's come back to the calendar. Red 1600 for the month so far. Plus 50K before the month is done. Don't worry. Clip this part of the video and save it in your files for when it reaches to the 31st. Big boy RT coming next week. I'm pretty confident here. Like there's BTOG. There's nothing for me to ever really be concerned about. I feel good always, even if I'm red on the week. The month does not matter. Tomorrow I get the chance to win and to dominate. Start trading with Roth IRA or traditional. Most people I know use the Roth IRA, being that the tax is up front and what you make in the account is not taxed at the end when you take it out at like 59.5, I believe. It depends on the type of stock, right? Like a stock like GV, I wouldn't use limit orders, because despite me getting in like 5-10 cents higher than I want to be in, the range to the upside matters, right? So in terms of where I think the stock could go, if I'm in 5 cents higher, 8 cents higher than I want to be in, but I understand that this stock could bounce up 30 cents from even this higher fill, then I think, I don't need it to be perfect. I'll still kind of just give it a chance, because we could bounce up so much. What you don't really calculate for is when, again, the panic flushes that just like teleports down, because we always have a stop in the trade. Every time we buy, even though we're hyper scalping and taking so many trades, we always have a stop. And usually if it's like below the support level or right at the support level, whatever it might be, well, when we teleport through that level and it just, hey, I'm in at 510, my stop is at 5, but then the stock just teleports to 470, 480, you kind of just have to take the loss, because there was no real way you could have gotten out in time. There are certain flushes that gives a warning. There are some that comes down more gradually, which, you kind of get out where you need to get out. Other times, we were, in fact, the stock was halting up. I think it was at 810. Yeah, the stock was halting up at 810. And then even with big bids, people pending to buy, it teleported down to 730. And that, I'm telling you guys, that this is the type of thing that like I started saying it was moving a little weird. Like when I saw that, it just like it threw me off. A dip came from then 820 to 880. If that flush didn't happen, I would have took that. There's zero chance I would have missed that dip. And when it came down to 880 from 820 after going back up, I'm like, man, we just saw 730. We just saw 730. Do I really want to take I meant to say 780, right? Do I really want to take 780? This could come down some more because the range, like it opened up the range so wide, right? 810 to 730. It gets back up to 820 after recovering, comes down to then 780. Everything reaches my criteria to buy, except I have that information that we just made a low that's even, what's that, like 40 cents lower. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to take this trade. I don't. It goes from 780 to 840. And this is like in 3 seconds, 5 seconds, like 8 seconds. Like it didn't take long to get back up there at all. And it's like I'm here, like, you son of a gun, you freaking son of a gun. Like, there, because there's risk, right? There's risk, and you kind of have to manage the risk. But if it wasn't exposed that the range could have been that wide, if we had dipped from 820 to 780, especially it's hitting my criteria to be buying, man. And those trades are big trades because at minimum I'm in 3,500 shares on that trade, right? And you do the math by 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents. 50 cents of 3,000 shares is 1,500, right? So even if it's like a 38-cent trade, a 35-cent trade, you're still looking pretty good, just over 1K, which it adds up pretty quickly. And when you get those trades, so when it got to the highs, right, which was then this area here, let me pull it up. This was then, let's see, it got back up to 840 and then 870. So that was around 10-11 market time. If you've caught those two trades there, then chances are you don't hesitate despite the stock holding this high. Because again, we came from 7 to 870, $1.73. We're thinking we might see a little bit more of a pullback. But the criteria is being met for you to take the trade, right? The criteria was met for me to take these trades. But again, I'm second guessing it because of how extended we are. And then I'm missing that extra confidence from capturing those two trades just now. So, but I think the hesitation here was for the right reason. Like I mentioned in the past that I would deal with hesitation, but that was for the wrong reason. This reason is more so, usually, and we're going off of probability statistics, our intuition for what we know this type of price range would normally do. And it's to see a bigger pullback at some point here. And if you guys rewind the stream, I started to say, it doesn't look like it's going to drop. It might just keep going. And, not having that full confidence to just slam it right there because, again, of those factors, right? Missing those trades and it being a little. But if I call it those trades, it's like there's now distance, right? There's even more distance in between me and flat, especially after having that massive loss. It's almost like you treat the risk a little differently. You treat the risk a little, at least for me, I treat the risk a little differently because I've been connecting. Like, all right, if I take this loss here, that's fine. We're gonna give back that 1,500 from that last trade. Who cares? But you took that massive loss. You missed those two key trades. It's super extended. It's like, man, you know what? We might need to just play it a little bit more safe here than to just go red 2K trying to be ultra aggressive. And then now the day is looking pretty grim. That's the difference. If the price action is a little smoother for me at that 40 break, we capture 40 cents, at least 10,000 shares, which is anywhere from 2K to a 5K winner. We then dominate this consolidation up there around 10, 11 a.m. because we're just on the offensive. We probably would have added for this break of 9. Probably would have added, because I would have been going 10,000 size for sure. We probably would have added, if we're in at like 75, 85 area, we add anywhere from 10 to 35 cents, depending on how long I would have held the second half of the trade. Because I don't think the break of 9 was not immediate. So I would have more than likely sold half, because holding the full 10,000, especially if my fills is not directly at like 70, 75, I'm more than likely not going to hold that full position, because we had a seller or two at $9. So I would have probably sold half mid-90s and either give the second half a chance or maybe take it off as well. But to buy back, like I hesitated even buying back. It's like, man, there's sellers here. Do I want to buy back break of 9? Like buying 94, 95, or 92 really was the entry. Like 91 was where I saw I should have been back in. I hesitate. I take long to buy. The stock is at 917. I get filled at 917, and it's like, son of a gun. That's how close the day is to being like something insane. Maybe like 14, 15,000. So tomorrow again, and the hope is that we can see more stocks like this, right? And the backside was brutal too. 1, 2, 3, 4 catastrophic flushes that if you're sized up. But I thought it was more obvious to avoid some of these flushes, especially these last 3, because of how how the chart is looking, right? We're on the backside. We know that if this doesn't get over 840, short sellers are not going to even consider covering. A lot of short sellers probably haven't even looked. So where did the stock come from? 115. This stock was at 115 2 days ago. On Tuesday, this stock was at 115. People probably haven't even started covering yet, which is why it's just going down like this. Can it recover? There's always a chance it can recover, but and by recover I mean like $7, maybe $6.50 type of. I highly doubt this gets back to high of day. It's not impossible though, because we've seen some crazy things before. But the odds, the probability will tell us this is going back down to like $4, $3. By Tuesday, if we remember to look this stock up, it's probably at like 340. By Wednesday next week, 250. Then maybe gets a short squeeze back up to like 4 or something, and then that's all it really wrote, right? That's usually the typical norm for these hotter stocks. But I will say this one was continuation, so it didn't follow through with that trend. Not even yesterday, despite being a little weaker. Yesterday we went from 7 down to 4, but it was able to recover. So again, it's not impossible. Sometimes they recover and make a new high, but usually unlikely. So a short seller who might have shorted this thing at like pre-market at 670, and more than likely, I mean, it's very strange, very rare that they don't take something off, but if they held the entire thing, they were definitely surprised that it came back up in pre-market today. And more than likely they stopped out at break even, or if they held past their high of day stops, that would have been interesting. But anyhow, stay safe, stay green, and I'll catch you guys later. Checking out. And I'm doing all this kind of talking here because I don't think I'll do a recap today. I'm not gonna probably do a recap till the 17th onwards. Yeah, as mentioned, there's been some distractions on the outside of trading, and then we're gonna be on the team house this entire week coming up. Really and truly today, we're kind of leaving for that, so gotta go pack the bags and get everything ready. The boys are flying out. Stay safe, stay green. Catch you guys later, and have a good one. Why is the camera so messed up, anyways? But yeah, take care. Camera is in the depths.